Greetings and welcome to The End. Last week, this week, and next week, the podcast companion to The End, the website and the newsletter that shines a light back on audio fiction shows after they've reached the finale of a season or the conclusion of the series. I'm your host and the curator of The End, Evo Terra. Let's get into this, shall we?
Last week.
The most recent issue of The End, the 61st, highlighted 10 shows in either the complete series or season finale sections, and 9 of them wrapped in the last few days, so strap in for a long one. The Girl Across the Lake, a dramatized mystery series from Riffage Media, completed the series yesterday, November the 1st. Listen to all 5 episodes in under an hour. Gastronaut, a narrated speculative fiction food thriller from Aaron Kling, completed the series on October the 31st. The series features a non-binary deuteragonist, yes, I had to look up that word, and an ongoing struggle between a South Asian diaspora against imperialist powers. You can listen to all 19 episodes in under 17 hours. Storytime with Silas, a dramatized horror anthology from Majestic Goose Network, reached the Season 3 finale on October 31st. This is an annual, weekly show that releases new episodes every Thursday in October, and only October. You can catch up on the 12 current episodes in about 4 hours while you wait for next October to roll around. Fear, a love story, a dramatized story of fact and fiction living together from Deborah Goodwin, Jenny Media, and High Street Films, reached the Season 2 finale also this Halloween. It features a diverse cast of highly talented and acclaimed actors, and you can enjoy all 11 episodes in just over 2 hours. Ghost Wax, a dramatized fantasy horror anthology from Far and Tall Tales, reached the Season 1 finale again on the 31st. This is a longer ride, so you'll need about 23 hours to listen to all 46 episodes. The Thief, a dramatized low fantasy roguish mystery from Michael Schofield, reached the Season 1 finale on October the 30th. Enjoy all 9 episodes in about 3 hours. Vivica Widow's Knock Knock, a narrated thriller series from Vivica Widow and Torrance Media, reached the Season 2 finale on October 28th. This show supports Ragdoll's UK charity funding support for children affected by genetic disorders, and you can listen to all 40 episodes in 13 hours. Mina and Lucy's Guide to Slaying Dracula, a dramatized horror comedy show from Gen Z Media, completed the series on October the 27th. Enjoy all 20 episodes in under 5 hours. The Eye, a dramatized horror mystery tale from Kestrel and the Fox, completed the short series also on October 27th. Listen to all 4 episodes in under 2 hours. And be sure to listen to the end of this audio file to hear the trailers or snippets from these shows.
This week.
With every issue, I make 2 recommendations for great audio fiction I personally love. As with all things in life, your mileage may vary. My first recommendation is Fey Hollow, The Fairy Tale Murders, a dramatized urban fantasy thriller from AXN Asia. This show features an international cast in a choose-your-own-adventure style. It's a police procedural in the Fey realm with a talented cast and a rich sound design. So what's not to love? Here's the trailer.
Hello, dear listener. You are about to enter an audio-sensory experience. Focus. Adjust your headphones. Listen. And be warned. Depiction of violence and explicit language ahead. Welcome to Fey Hollow.
Hello. Testing. Okay, I think it's still working. Hello, listener. I'm Calandra Marchin, and I live in Fey Hollow. It's one hell of a place. Literally. We have random earthquakes that injure thousands in the slums. What are you doing? Stay put!
It's fine. The building is shockproof, upgraded in '09.
That won't stop a pile of bricks cracking your cranium! Mad cults that believe in the end of the world.
And these recent earthquakes are but emissaries of our sins, my fellow citizens. Sins!
A trail of fairy tale-inspired murder victims. The pearl necklace might have been placed on her body after she was killed.
She's a mom?
This scene, he enjoyed making it gruesome, dramatic, brutal. He staged this. A serial killer who believes he's the savior of Fey Hollow.
But there is hope. Prince shall rise up against them to cleanse this city once and for all.
There's just something about Fey Hollow. It has something you can't describe. It's a feeling. You'll have to visit us to find out. Oh, and at the end, you'll be given 2 choices, and you will have to make a choice.
Seriously? You're on your recorder now? We got a murder to solve. Let's go.
All right. I was just updating our listeners. What's the latest?
Another body. Messed up. Real bad. They can't find any prints, residue of any kind. We need you to do that thing you do, the sensory neural hearing, Might give us some leads.
Okay, let's go.
AXN presents Fey Hollow, The Fairy Tale Murders. Subscribe now and share the thrill of the chase. For more content, visit axn-asia.com/Fey Hollow podcast.
Fey Hollow, The Fairy Tale Murders, is complete with 9 episodes for a listening time of about 3 hours. My next recommendation is Murder in HR, a dramatized comedy mystery from Caspian Studios. This show stars Kate Mara and Brett Gelman, and I think it's a quite absurd show, and I love absurd things. Great sound effects and a fun storyline. Interestingly enough, it also features a giant and very much for real product placement throughout. But trust me, that's not an issue. Just settle in and enjoy not having to fast forward through ad breaks. Here's the trailer.
It's Gemma McNamara's first day at the AI-powered tech startup Piece of Ship.
As Employee Experience Manager, it's my job to help you all reach your full potential and make sure you're all thriving at work.
Everything is going great until her colleague Larry is electrocuted at the company all hands. And Gemma uncovers a dark secret.
Whoever finds this, my name is Gemma McNamara, and like the other 200 members of the company Piece of Ship, I was a witness to what seems to be murder.
Now, she and her chief people officer Nicholas are tasked with finding the murderer.
Well, it's simple, really. Find the killer, you live. Don't find the killer, they will probably hunt us all down and kill us, including you.
Great. Love this promotion for me.
She must use her HR skills to investigate her toxic new colleagues.
I'll do the digging and find out what they were up to, under the guise of HR, doing the diligence after a traumatic event, and of course improving employee experience.
Without becoming the next victim.
Also, if you find the killer and the killer knows you know they're the killer, you will also likely die by the hands of said killer.
Gympass presents an original podcast murder mystery, Murder in HR, starring Kate Mara and Brett Gelman. A Caspian Studios production. Coming August 15th, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Murder in HR has reached the end of the first season. Enjoy all 12 episodes in about 4 hours.
Next week.
The latest issue of The End has 3 entries in the new season's coming soon section, but none of them are starting up again in the next few days. So I'll once again ask, implore, and even beg you to become an individual supporter of The End. Teeny tiny contributions from those who love this podcast, as well as the newsletter and the website, help keep things running. And as we keep building out new features, our costs, actual money costs, not just time investments, start to add up quickly. Your small contribution will help keep this service free for a long, long time. So, pretty please, with a cherry, or a cherry pie, I'm easy, on top, please become a supporter of The End. More information about that at theend.fyi/support. And please remember that trailers or snippets for the shows I have mentioned during this episode are coming your way right after I say And that's all for this episode of The End last week, this week, and next week. For these and the other audio fiction shows featured, highlighted, and coming soon that were included in the 61st issue of The End, including links to listen to the shows mentioned in this episode, please visit theend.fyi. I'm Evo Terra. Thanks for listening. And here are your trailers or snippets. The Girl Across the Lake.
Will you tell me everything?
Everything? About what?
Everything about that night?
Zoe, I don't think...
Just, please. Every little detail. I never asked, and I think it would be good for me to hear it. From you.
You really want to know everything? Right now?
Yes. Start at the beginning of that night.
Stay in the depths.
He told me about a dream you've been having over the last few months. He said it wouldn't stop occurring. What is this dream about?
Dreams are just dreams. They come and go. I'm sure this one will stop happening like the rest of them.
Stay in the depths.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. It was just...
That dream again?
Yes. But I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
Can I get you some water or something?
No, I'm fine. Just please...
Okay. I'm going. Just tell me if you need anything.
Stay in the depths.
Why didn't you stay the whole time?
I told you I'd try it out, and I tried it out.
Did you, though? Did you actually try talking with her?
Yes, Dad, I actually did. She pried and asked me about stuff I didn't want to talk about, so I left.
I think those are things she could help you with. That's why I got her for you, to talk about those things.
I didn't want to talk to a stranger about them, and I don't really want to talk about them at all.
Well, I'm here. We can talk if you want to.
Especially not with you.
I'm your dad, Zoe. You're supposed to be able to talk to...
Well, if you didn't take her from me, we wouldn't be here in the first place, would we?
Let the vines grab a hold of you. Let the vines squeeze tight.
This is a whole hell of a lot for a person to carry with them. You and I don't talk. What was I supposed to do?
Try harder.
Try harder? What have I not done?
Instead of sending me off to therapy, you should have asked me how I was doing.
I know your answers to all those questions already.
It doesn't matter if you do or if I don't answer you at all. You should still ask me. There are days when I don't want to talk to anyone, but at least I would know you cared during those moments.
I don't know what you want from me.
To give a fuck.
Stay in the depths. Stay in the depths. Stay in the depths. You can't reach me until you reach you.
The Girl Across the Lake, a dramatized mystery series from Riffage Media, has reached the end of the entire series. Gastronaut.
Here we go then. I'm Oscar Yasui, formerly a professional food critic for the website Palladium, itself a subsidiary of Neptune Informations. Some of my listeners might be familiar with my body of work online if you're local, or through the worm ways of the buffer if you're out past the rails. If you are not, then know that I wrote the articles The Lion of Callao Bay back in 22 and The Void Table in 25, both of which were winners of the Quartz Rail Award for Culinary Journalistic Excellence. I've also written a few books of middling quality. I won't mention their titles here. Now I'm doing a podcast, which I'll have a name for before I post this to the buffer, I believe. I'm not really a food critic, not anymore. I don't consider myself one. I think very soon it won't be a position I will be able to reliably find work at. Even if I ride the rails out of the Sol system, I can't really outrun a reputation. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because when you're a food critic, not necessarily a good one, just one with a face or a voice people can relate to, you get invited to a lot of parties. People assume that you know where the best food is, even if they invite you off-planet for your opinion. I once attended a party aboard a high-speed aircraft that served a new dish made special for every nation it passed over. What was that party even about? Physically outrunning the new year? A race between yachts of the sky? Was it a drug smuggling operation? Another party was hosted in orbit above Europa, an experimental sushi feast that took advantage of microgravity.
Gastronaut, a narrated speculative fiction food thriller from Aaron Kling, has reached the end of the entire series. Storytime with Silas.
Ah, so nice of you to stop by. Come in, come in. I'm Silas Lancaster, and this is my library. Within these tomes you will find tales of monsters, both figurative and literal. Tales to make the strongest of us blanch in fear. Such stories are dangerous, and consumption must be strictly rationed. As such, I shall share but one story from my library each Thursday in October each year. Be sure to tune your wireless receiver to Storytime with Silas. Alternatively, subscribe on those podcast providers the youth seem so fond of.
A Majestic Goose podcast.
Storytime with Silas, a dramatized horror anthology from Majestic Goose Network, has reached the Season 3 finale. Fear, a love story.
When a long-time couple with diverging careers find themselves locked down over the course of the pandemic, she turns to podcasting.
I'm glad you're doing this, honey. That's why I'm trying to help out and around the house more.
Listen, I have to get back to this. Just figuring out what the podcast is about.
In the story of a couple of fictional assassins who must overcome the will to kill in order to be together.
That suitcase is filled with guns, isn't it? You're an arms dealer. That's why you sleep till noon and have all those international burner phones.
You've got some imagination.
As the series she's writing progresses, her fictional characters begin to assume new dimensions and elements of her marriage in real life.
You said you liked it. We did introduce ourselves, as I recall.
And even stranger than fiction. Can we spice up our long-time love lives with role-playing of the most dangerous?
Oh! Fuck! What'd you do that for? Where did the taser even come from? You're only wearing a sheet!
And sometimes treacherous kind.
Hun, I have to tell you something.
Fear, a love story, a dramatized story of fact and fiction living together from Deborah Goodwin, Ginny Media, and High Street Films, has reached the Season 2 finale. Ghost Wax.
Can you hear me? Good to have you back with us. I hope you don't mind that I am recording for investigative notes. It's a wax cylinder, the only thing we've found that can pick up the voices of people in your condition. My name is Owen von Sid. I am a reclaimer. Do you know what that means? No? Well, I am sorry to inform you that you didn't make it. Please try to remain calm. The worst is over. Nothing can hurt you, not ever again. But the thing that did this to you, it is still out there. That is what we do. I wake unfortunate souls, such as yourself, hear their stories, then my associates and I see to it that whoever or whatever did this to you is dealt with. Now, let's begin. When you are ready, tell me, how did you die?
Ghost Wax is an anthology horror podcast from Far and Tall Tales Productions. New episodes releasing weekly. Look for us wherever you get your podcasts.
Ghost Wax, a dramatized fantasy horror anthology from Far and Tall Tales, has reached the Season 1 finale. The Thief.
Is there anything that I'm in the middle of scoping out currently, or is it a fresh night to find something to do?
So you stand up, you dress yourself. Maybe you do something particularly cool, and you thumb a match that comes to light, and you light a candle. This candle is on a large work desk in front of a polished mirror. And there, under a large stone, 2 sheets of paper. The top is a letter, with only a couple sentences, and it reads, "This wasn't easy to get. Perhaps you'll find something for me that will make this worth the trouble. D."
Hey,
And underneath that, dried and coffee-stained, an old charcoal blueprint, probably written from memory of a house just on the edge of Old Town, in an old market square that belongs to the slumlord named Bafford. Bafford has done well for himself over the years. He in fact owns one of the properties on Lorm's Hill. A month or so ago, one of the folk in your alley with whom you have a conversational relationship with, named Roan,
I really appreciate this.
and you know her to have a 3 to 4-year-old daughter, began missing her rent payments. Haldwin and you had discussed that her husband, a legionnaire, had failed to send the money. And he confessed in confidence that it is likely he is dead. Bafford, however, took this as an opportunity to avert his advantage. Because of the trouble, demanded not only the rent and back pay, and additional investment in good faith. Maybe, you figure, you'll pay Bafford a visit tonight.
The Thief, a dramatized low fantasy roguish mystery from Michael Schofield, has reached the Season 1 finale. Vivica Widow's Knock Knock.
Mayor Jim Feltz gave a lot to the city. Colford was a demanding mistress, though. It had earned its nickname as the Shady City, not just because of the gloomy weather, but because everything was there for the taking, for anyone who wasn't hindered by morals or conscience. And Jim was such a man. Whilst the city's funds depleted, he squirreled away as much as he could. There was a war brewing on the streets, and he was damn sure he wasn't going to get caught up in it. Things were going to implode soon. It was only a matter of time. The regeneration projects he had promised during his last campaign were halted by the lawmakers in the city. The poorest area, known as the Shanties, had been left off worse than they had ever been. The tradesmen of the city were fighting back. People in high positions, people he considered friends, had pilfered the money away, leaving those lower in the ladder high and dry. As the class war raged, it left no money for the expecting mothers the mayor swore he would help. School budgets were cut to compensate for any losses caused by riots and looting. Only the exclusive Albans boarding school managed to weather the storm. What did it matter? Well, when campaign time came again, he could blame the opposition. He was just dealing with the mess that they had left behind. Half of the city would believe it, and the other half wouldn't care either way. But he was done with all that. "Will you be home on time?" Sylvia Feltz asked her husband as he prepared to leave. "We have the Wheels coming to dinner," she added. "I need you here." The plan to leave everything behind had been in the works for weeks. The day had finally come. He had enough money to start over now, and when the finances of the city finally tumbled like a house of cards and the war spilled onto the streets, he would be out of the picture. Surely his family would have to face the music at first, but they would get out of it cleanly for the most part. His eldest daughter, Ruby, kissed him. "I'll be at the office this afternoon," she said. "We need to go over a campaign plan."
Vivica Widow's Knock Knock, a narrated thriller series from Vivica Widow and Torrance Media, has reached the Season 2 finale. Mina and Lucy's Guide to Slaying Dracula.
GZM shows, creators of 6 Minutes and The Hollow, present the latest spooky and hilarious audio adventure.
'Twas the night before Halloween when all through the haunted house creatures were stirring, especially a zombie mouse.
Mina and Lucy's Guide to Slaying Dracula, based loosely on the classic novel by Bram Stoker.
Mina, do you hear those whispers? I think they're coming from the ocean. Look out!
When a mysterious ship washes ashore in Whitby Bay, best friends Mina and Lucy begin to wonder if there's something strange about the new kid at school.
Hi everybody, my name is Vladimir. You can call me Vlad.
Vlad?
starring Richie Coster as Dracula, Marissa Jared Winokur as Ren Fields, and Bradley Whitford as Grandpa Abraham Van Helsing.
I don't want to alarm you girls, but I think it's time we have the talk.
Ew, right now?
No, Mina, not that talk. The talk about vampires.
With Dr. Van Helsing as their guide, Mina and Lucy will come face to face with a terrifying threat from the legendary Dracula himself. New episodes of Mina and Lucy's Guide to Slaying Dracula available in October on the GZM app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Mina and Lucy's Guide to Slaying Dracula, a dramatized horror comedy show from Gen Z Media, has reached the end of the entire series. The Eye.
Can I introduce it?
Sure. My name is Danielle Curtis. I'm a journalism student at Cal State Channel Islands. I met some pretty great people.
And this is the podcast project for Professor Sweeney's class.
It's an investigative podcast. It's changed my life for better. And
the crowd, it's moving.
I don't like it here. I think we should leave.
Don't follow it!
This stupid project isn't worth it.
Something's happening.
What the hell was that? Let me take you back to when I thought we were just trying to pass a class.
Let's see what all the hype's about then.
Okay, that was very unprofessional at the end.
We're talking journalism 101.
You want to follow moth migration.
Moths were migrating all across the country, all at once. Our investigation led us to Carroll, California. It's the kind of place that makes less sense the longer you spend in it. Every thread you pull leads to something even stranger.
You two don't know about Carol's curse.
It's just like blocking the sky.
I call it a blue zone.
It's sinking into the sand. Do you see that? I wish we'd never gone. It's not as safe and cute as it first seems.
So much blood.
Stop it! Stop it! We must submit!
Okay.
Body is not the focus, but it draws you in.
I'm going to Macular Rocks. To the eye.
The Eye, a dramatized horror mystery tale from Kestrel and the Fox, has reached the end of the entire series. And that's it for the additional trailers or snippets. Once again, I am Evo Terra for the end. Cheers!